104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. It is a pleasure to go out live to Augusta and speak to our good friend Christine Brennan. You can follow her on Twitter at @CBrennanSports. Christine, right now the story that everybody seems to be talking about, Augusta's weather not very friendly to the golfers.
That's right, Jeff. I know it's not like the weather up north. I've talked to people in Chicago, Toledo, my hometown, and Washington today, and I know it's miserable weather. I know there's rain and snow and what have you, so there's nothing like that. But I think it's the residual from that, and so it's about 60 degrees here, which is gorgeous, sunny and beautiful. But the wind is kicking up just as it did yesterday, 20 gusts of up to 25 miles per hour. And as you well know, as all of us know who play, even weekend hackers, that can really wreak havoc on a golf swing and on the best laid plans of the best golfers in the world. So, yeah, it's beautiful, but it is windy and it's chillier than normal. And the golfers had to deal with that Thursday, deal with it Friday, probably even Saturday. And that's going to be a real test for these guys who are obviously some of them having some trouble with it.
Now, when you're out there, like I always love reading your stuff afterwards, of course, in USA Today and on your Twitter. What's the story that you're chasing right now for Augusta?
I think it's got to be Jordan Spieth. I mean, here he is in the lead again after the first round. It's fascinating because he took the lead in the first round of last year's Masters, led by himself. That was on April 9th. And 364 days later, because of a leap day in there, 364 days later, he had not yet given up the lead. He held the lead on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the first 4 days, the only 4 days of the tournament last year, and then comes back here and takes the lead on Thursday. So that is real staying power when it's a year and 5 straight rounds over a year, and you're still the leader. And so I think Spieth's still 22 years old, a guy who wasn't playing fabulously well this year on tour. We've been talking more about Jason Day, we're talking more about Adam Scott, but Jordan Spieth comes to this place, and as he told his playing partners yesterday, walking up the 18th fairway, he said there's just something about this place. He doesn't know what it is, but when he gets here, he just feels so great putting the ball, and that was clearly evident Thursday. We'll see how it goes the rest of the week.
You got to love that. The place you feel most comfortable is the biggest place in your sport, the Masters.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He said he loves it, and the reason he loves it, Jeff, which I found interesting, he says it just requires imagination. He loves the imagination. He said he gets away from the technical side, stops thinking about statistics, and just starts thinking about what he can imagine in his brain. And isn't that an interesting and revealing comment, again, from someone who's so self-aware at age 22, as you said, the most important tournament, arguably other than the U.S. Open, I would say might be more important for American golfers. But the fact that he just really comes into his own here he is again, and he's leading, and it's just kind of, going into Friday's round, who knows what will happen. But I doubt that he's going to play poorly because he just seems to own this place right now.
Christine Brennan from USA Today. You can follow her on Twitter at @CBrennanSports. Christine, when you look at Jordan Spieth, is he the guy? Is he the one that we can finally go, it's okay that Tiger's not here because Jordan Spieth is so exciting?
I think absolutely that's the case. And also, I mean, just the fact that looking at the leaderboard after the first round, Sergio Garcia in the mix, he's never won a major. How interesting would that be? He's, 35 years old. Paul Casey is the Brit that no one's talking about, and he's right there. Justin Rose has won the U.S. Open. He's there. Jason Day, as I mentioned, probably the hottest golfer on the tour this year. Jason Day, after having getting it right up there near Jordan Spieth, falling back and then coming back and playing very well early on Friday. So on and on it goes. You just see these names, and so it's really the young guns in the sport. These are the guys, Jeff, who grew up watching Tiger win, grew up learning that wonderful, edgy, competitive style from Tiger, that ability to just kind of smash opponents, which we hadn't seen in golf. Certainly not the gentleman's era, but much more of an edgy kind of 21st century appeal to golf. And that's Steve, that's Rory McIlroy, that's Jason Day, that's some of these other guys, and now they're taking over the mantle from Tiger, who, of course, is not here for the second time in 3 years. So I think it's fascinating. They're not afraid of Tiger. They want to beat Tiger. They're very much of a different generation, but they learned from him. And so the torch has been passed, and in that sense, here we are. I don't think they'll get the TV ratings Tiger did. I don't think that's possible. I don't think, grandmothers are not arranging their Sunday schedule around golf the way they did when Tiger was playing. So that's why the ratings are really not the same with Tiger Woods. I don't think they will be. So doesn't cross over into our culture the way that Tiger did with the non-sports fan. And I think that's a big issue for golf to address moving forward. But in terms of for sports fans and golf fans, this is about as good as it gets with these young guns now coming to the fore. And Tiger, we'll see, he's 40 years old and has had 3 surgeries on the same spot in his back over a 19-month span. Ooh. And it's very likely that he will never, ever reach the form that he had when he was on top of the world. But these young guys are certainly, on the golf course, they're certainly very worthy replacements for the great Tiger Woods.
Christine Brennan joins us on Levack and Wolf 104.5 The Team. Now, a name that's been, bandied about all week is Phil Mickelson. He would be 46. He would be the oldest guy to win. Do you think he has any actual shot of winning the Masters?
I think Phil always does. Tiger always kind of did, and Phil always does. I think you're foolish if you count them out, especially after one round. Phil had an even par 72 after the first round. Pretty steady golf. And, obviously Steve kind of came into the second round 6 under. So Phil was 6 behind after one round. But, I think it'd be foolish to count Phil out. I mean, you'd have to have a collapse by Steve and a couple of these other young guys who are playing well. But, Mickelson has played extremely well here. He loves this tournament. He says he's playing well coming into it. And he'll be 46 in June. That would be clearly the story of the year if he were somehow to pull one of these out. But I'm never going to rule him out. I think we'll know a lot more after 36 holes, after the cut is made, in terms of if Phil really is even within striking distance. But Phil's always a good story going in, that's for sure.
Christine Brennan from USA Today joining us. Follow her on Twitter at @CBrennanSports. And, of course, the Ernie Els 6-putt is the story that no one wants to talk about, but everybody has to talk about. How weird is it to see a golfer that good 6-putter? The green's that fast.
Yeah, and it was the first hole, of course. And Ernie's such a good guy, and people like him so much, and he's 46. And my colleague Steve D'Amiglio wrote a great piece that's on the front page of USA Today, which people can find all through the weekend since the paper's out there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And, it's just shaking your head, because he chips to 3 feet, and then as Steve wrote, he missed it for par, then missed a 2-footer, missed from 2 feet, then from 4 feet. Then he tried to one-hand his next putt, which everyone does on a fun weekend round if you're playing with your friends. That was from 11 inches. He backhands it kind of, and that missed. And then he holds out finally, again, one-handed from 11 inches. As Steve counted, that's 6 putts that traveled 13 feet. So, it's certainly the kind of thing that everyone looks at. You see these kind of moments at the U.S. Open, Jeff, where someone's hacking it out of the rough and they keep hacking at it. You rarely see this on the greens, and you certainly rarely see it at the Masters. So Ernie was a good sport about it, saying, this is what makes people wonder if they're ever going to come back and play golf again. But, Ernie's a good guy, and he's out there today, and it's one of those stories that you just shake your head and say, wow, that's pretty amazing. But it's certainly worth reading about, watching the video if you haven't. It is really something that you probably will never see again, and certainly Ernie Els hopes that something that you'll never see again.
Well, it makes me feel better about my own personal game. So, I mean, on that level, I guess it's good.
Exactly.
Christine Brennan, Christine, thank you so much for making some time for us. Go enjoy some golf, and I hope all the stories now are about 1 putts, not 6 or 7.
You got it. Absolutely, Jeff. Thank you, and enjoy the weekend. Take care. Thanks.
You too. Thank you, Christine. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.